I love the names on this team. They have Sixto Sanchez, and they have my favorite name probably in baseball right now, Jazz Chisholm.
Showing emotion in baseball is terrible and should never be in the game.
It's weird how the dynamic works between sports.
But to win a championship, not only do you need great players on the court, but you need good chemistry, which takes time to develop.
Justin Fields is a all-time talent.
Corey Perry will give some veteran presence to the Canadians.
I feel like Luka will take that next step, and if he can get a three ball consistently around 35%, I feel like they could become a contender.
We can make jokes about you not being in Super Bowl for 20-something years, but...
What's up, everyone? This is Justin Goldman from the Goalie Guild and Lift the Mask, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Austin and Kevin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our MLB Opinions of the Week. And this is kind of the moment that everyone knows in season. It's buying or selling. It is, of course, the trade deadline. We are less than a week away. And we're going to we each have a list of 5 teams that should sell. And this one was a little bit difficult for me. As the man that has the other list, of course, is Austin.
I struggled a lot for the NL because I wanted to have at least one NL team, and there's a lot that I feel like some certain teams could do or will do, but I'll let you start. So mine is kind of in order, but you didn't need to do yours in order. It's fine how it is. But mine is sort of in a order.
Yeah, and this list was difficult for me because, of course, bad teams are going to sell, but it's a team where I think it'd be very beneficial for them to sell. And I have the Tampa Bay Rays because they have quality players, and they are only 4.5 games out of the wild card spot. But to me, I think they're missing that sort of dynamic player. Of course, there's just Wander Franco that did not work out at all, and they produce quality players, and I think teams would like that. So if they could trade those guys and maybe get that prospect that can just be an all-star, a constant all-star, and makes those key moments, because Randy Arozarena does that sometimes, but just to get a consistent player. That's what I think they could get out of these trades, because they'll always produce good players. It's just, can they get a great player?
Yeah, and unfortunately, because of the Wander Franco situation, that's kind of changed their whole setup, how they're going to do stuff moving forward. My first team I wanted to mention was the Tigers, and this is a team that I don't think should big sell. Like, I don't think Tariq Skubal should be traded. But I do think that there's guys on their team that they should look to sell and get rid of. Any of the older guys, there's a lot of hitters that are not playing all that well, and I definitely think should sell, but I don't think they should go into a major sell mode. But I do like a situation where they sell some of their older guys.
Yes, and I believe they have Jack Flaherty is playing well. But yeah, definitely don't trade Skubal. I did not put him on this list because I don't know what type of like quality players they could trade that they wouldn't want to keep. Like, they could trade Skubal, but you would want to keep Skubal.
I think it's more their older guys that they're going to look to get rid of. Some of maybe Flaherty, another starter that I think they could get rid of. He's an older guy, and while he is pitching well, I don't think it's the end of the world if you do trade him.
Yeah, so the other team I have, who is a guy we've talked about being traded, that's the Chicago White Sox. The difference between Crochet and Skubal is they can't Crochet was not positive with having an extension with the White Sox, so this is where you trade someone because they're most likely not going to be with you when you are good. So I think they could get a lot out of Garrett Crochet, and that could really help their rebuild.
Yeah, I don't have the White Sox on my list, mainly because I'd like to see what they could do if they kept their guys in a couple years. They keep trading so many starters that it's like at some point you're not going to have this much talent. I mean, think about it. They just traded Dylan Cease and some other starters before that. And that's a big part of why their team was even competent or a little bit good in the previous year. So I don't want to see them make many deals. My next team I wanted to mention is the Rays. I do feel like they're in a position to trade some of their guys. Isaac Paredes and Randy Rosarena scream that to me. I don't think they should trade much in pitching wise. I know Fairbanks is out there. Maybe okay with that. That's their closer. But I don't want them to trade too much of their pitching talent. But I do think that trading Isaac Paredes and Randy Rosarena would be a good move.
Yeah, and those are guys where they can produce third baseman, first baseman, and left fielders pretty easily. So, and those are guys getting older. So we have each said two teams. I'll go with my NL team. I said the Reds. They have been bad, and I do think they have some quality players that they could trade. And they have such a wealth of young talent that I think they could decide on this guy's good and could get a lot, and we don't see him in our future plans. So to me, they could get someone. They could just get other prospects that could help their system in different ways.
Yeah, I get that. I did not have the Reds on mine, mainly because I don't necessarily know who I'd want them to trade. My team's the Nationals, and my one guy I'd want them to trade is probably Lane Thomas. Not because he's not good, but because they are another team with a wealth of talent. If they could get another couple guys, I'd love that. They could also trade some of their older starters or some of their older relievers. I'd like them to get some more young guys because I think this team's going to be very good in a couple years.
Yeah, I thought about that team as well. I just chose not to do it. Kind of similar to the Reds. They have a lot of young talent. It's just okay, what can they add? Because they both have bright futures. I would say the Nationals have a brighter future, though. It's difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But so we each have said. Did you have more than one NL team?
No.
Okay. Yeah, we both said our NL teams. I just saw a lot more in the AL. I'll say the Blue Jays. I think they should trade. They've just had a really bad season, and they are 10 games out of a wild card spot, and they're in the most competitive division. So I think they really need to work on this, and they kind of need time to take a step back and just kind of reevaluate players and get better players.
Yeah, I understand that. I do have the Blue Jays as well. They're my team that I do think needs to trade a lot. The question to me is, do you trade Vlad? My case is yes, but I would understand the no. They need a whole fresh start, and I don't know necessarily how they get that done. I could see them trading him or not trading him and being successful either way. It's just going to depend on the who they get back if they do decide to trade him.
Yeah, it. All depends on the just the what you can get back. And if you get a great deal, it's going to be hard to say no because they kind of do need a fresh start. Just it just hasn't gone to fruition as I kind of expected. And so now the other team, this one's pretty obvious. They've been sellers for a long time. I would say the Angels. I think trading Tyler Anderson would be very beneficial for them and just get more guys that can help you now. And Tyler Anderson, we talked about, he's had such a great year. It'd be great to trade him and maybe some other guys. I think they've talked about Taylor Ward because this is a team, they just need to get better. They have some pieces. It's just you need more pieces.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying, and that's another team we have. So we agreed on 3 of the teams, and I completely agree with the Angels. They have to trade Tyler Anderson. There's no other choice. It's literally the only move they have, but they have to make it. It's one of the few players that if you don't trade, it is a absolute catastrophe. A lot of these other guys, like, you don't have to make a trade and it's not the end of the world. Even with Randy Rosarena or Isaac Paredes, it's not the end of the world if you don't trade them. Tyler Anderson, it kind of is because you need whatever prospects you can get for him, even though he is a very good pitcher right now.
Yeah, and I would mention just some teams. We saw, these are all teams on my list that they have quality players that could get a lot in the market. We saw what the Mets got from Max Scherzer. Luis Angel Acuna, I believe he's already kind of come up and helped. And I'm sure the Cardinals are going to get good stuff. I'm just thinking of what the Rangers got. You can think of also the Royals. Cole Reagans is a key part of their rotation, and they got that out of trading Aroldis Chapman. So it's if you have a really good piece and you're not doing well, and you don't have a chance to get back, like get better this season, I think you kind of sell on the season, get back, and these guys could contribute to you even next year.
Yeah, we'll obviously have to see how this ends up working out. If these teams do end up making a trade or not. I know the Angels. I'm gonna look this up, but I don't think the Angels have pitched Tyler Anderson since the All-Star break, which seemingly would make me believe that that's the reason is behind them not wanting him to get hurt. I'm gonna check real quick. No, he is not. Oh no, he did a couple days ago. But I think they're going to start resting him. He pitched 5 2/3 innings, 1-runner ball. He dropped his ERA down to 2.91. I would be shocked if he pitches more than maybe one more game in an Angel uniform.
Yeah, and it's just kind of what you have to do as a rebuilding team, and we'll have to see what they get because that's also an important part of this. It's not just getting rid of them, it's getting quality prospects that you think that have a chance to do it. So that's all we got. We will keep you updated on if any of the players on the teams we mentioned or even teams we didn't mention that sell, and we'll review that for the buyer and the seller's perspective. And thank you guys for listening to Outsiders Opinions.